Water. The one element on this planet that makes our planet different from all the other planets in our solar system. Water. The element that makes life a possibility as we know it. The element that connects us all. And yet, as humankind has begun to reshape the planet's surface, giving rise to cities and towns across the 7 continents, how often do we pause to think about the impact our species is having on this precious resource? What role does water play in our community? Hi, my name is Catherine Golden, and I am the Sustainability Education Manager at the Earthway Center, the sustainability division of the Missouri Botanical Garden, located in St. Louis, Missouri. The garden has been a cultural institute in St. Louis since 1859, providing a place for individuals from around the world and our community to learn about plants and their environment. As a sustainability educator, my role is to help people build a connection to and understanding of the world around us as it relates to resources such as clean air, water, and soil. I wanted to build on this through my Capstone project to create a unit that helped students better see the connections between the natural world and human development, observe impacts, and lastly, engage in critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Water is quickly becoming an ever-increasing issue that communities around the globe face, from floods and droughts to contaminated drinking water or no access to water at all. For my community, the biggest problems facing our waterways is outdated stormwater infrastructure and behaviors that lead to poor water quality. To begin, we work to increase our knowledge in building our cultural understanding of our local waterways. We started with a global look as we quickly named the major oceans, visually looked at a map of planet Earth and our waterways, and then narrowed it down to a national level, looking at video and maps of the major river basins in the United States. We then stepped down closer and looked specifically at the Mississippi River, one of the most important and influential rivers for our community and the state of Missouri. These maps helped us define the term watershed and helped us identify what watershed we were a part of. Students were curious to explore this new identity, and we had a very engaging class discussion where students wondered why we didn't know more about the watersheds we lived in. One student was very enthusiastic in this discussion and made the comment that we should add our watersheds to postal addresses. So my address would now be Cat Golden, St. Louis, Missouri, Mississippi River Watershed. We looked for the close streams and creeks and figured out which creek or sub-watershed the water from our schoolyard would flow to. We went to the Enviroscape model, which helped us visually demonstrate how pollutants on land can sometimes be a problem for a local watershed. Using simple household items like pepper and chocolate sprinkles, we polluted our model and saw the immediate impact on the water quality. Other areas of possible water contamination. Yes.
Right here, I thought it looked like a factory and they could be putting like their pollution.
Students were amazed and taken aback by how many different places water pollution might be occurring in our community, and they had a blast making the model polluted. I gave students an opportunity to write or draw a letter to help capture their thoughts and tell others. Students began to make connections between things that they might see or do and the impact on our environment. For example, students already knew littering was bad, but this helped give them a visual as to why littering might be bad for our community and our waterways. Students had lots of questions and ideas to help reduce this pollution in our watershed. I was amazed at the ability of my students to develop a sense of stewardship or ownership in protecting their watershed without having to leave the classroom. Just by building a sense of identity and personal connection to their watershed, their thoughts and critical thinking gears were already turning into overdrive. But we weren't finished. I wanted to provide the students with an opportunity to engage in the problem-solving process. So we went outside and conducted a schoolyard assessment survey of the grounds. This survey involved having the students draw maps of their schoolyard, identify where stormwater flowed through the yard, and any infrastructure or problems with pollution related to water on the school campus they could identify. This process helps students think critically, engage in map making and observation skills, and they were able to correctly identify problems in just their schoolyard, but more importantly, they saw that where they could get involved in making a difference. They drew connections between what they saw in the classroom at the Enviroscape model and what they were seeing in their own schoolyard. Back in the classroom, we talked about our results from the survey and discussed areas in our schoolyard that might need to be addressed. Part of the project was engaging in solutions. This is key to what I wanted to accomplish because I wanted to leave them with a sense of empowerment along with their increased understanding and sense of responsibility. So we went back outside and we talked about what steps it might take to solve a problem. We picked 2 simple actions we could accomplish that day and got to work. A small group of students helped pick up litter they observed blocking a storm drain, and another group went on to a storm drain marking campaign. Overall, students were empowered to make a difference and saw how even though they might be first or third graders, they can have a role in solving environmental problems. They practiced problem solving and critical thinking skills, and they applied what they learned directly to improving their community. While accomplishing this, they also helped build upon their skills to better understand and get to know their community through nature, such as the local rivers and waterways. Students thought critically about their responsibility to protect the water in their community, but also the water that ultimately flowed downstream to other communities. I was amazed at the impact this unit had on the students' perception of the world around them, connection to their community, and also confidence as they became active problem solvers and saw a place for their thoughts and ideas in the world around them.